Ah, the beautiful sunny Seattle day. I know you've all felt it. When the Seattle sun grazes the UW campus, smiles are aplenty and joy is all around. Spirits are much higher than normal, and people are much more likely to say hi, what's up, and chat for a while. Although, this day, like every Seattle day, has a slight chance of turning for the worse. Take Zach here, for instance. He starts his day off happy in the sun. But then, usually, the weather looks a little more like this, and people are a little more under the weather. Something called S.A.D. is brewing during these long Seattle winters, and we're going to uncover the truth behind it. I went around campus and interviewed students from out of the state to see if they had heard of S.A.D. or have experienced it in any way.
Yeah, my name is S.A.D.
Madison Terry.
Is Nicole Hickman.
Andrew Akaki.
Shane Sandler, and I'm from San Diego, California.
And before coming to UW, I lived in San Diego.
Davis, California.
And I'm from Irvine, California.
I grew up in Southern California.
Yeah, so seasonal affective disorder. It's funny, yeah, S.A.D, just perfect way to describe it, but yeah, so, just the gray skies, pretty consistently can just kind of, lower your energy.
It's kind of when you get depressed in the winter when the weather is bad, and when it's sunny in the summer, your mood picks up because of the weather.
I didn't know it was called S.A.D, but I've heard of seasonal depression.
There's ideas from other people where it's you don't get enough sunlight, you get more sad and stuff like that, but I don't know if I believe in that kind of stuff.
I'm surrounded myself with such good friends and so many good activities, and I don't think it's really made me depressed or made me sad on any days. I never have a bad day because of the weather.
Well, personally, what I did, in order to really, get rid of S.A.D, I actually bought a phototherapy box, which is, it's a huge light bulb essentially that you just flip on, you look at it, you kind of have it on the side for about an hour or so a day. It actually really helps.
Actually, 2 weeks ago, I started noticing I've been a little lethargic, so I went out, bought some vitamin D pills. Hopefully that's helping me adjust. I think it is.
After talking with students, I went to speak with Ellan Taylor, the director of the UW Counseling Center, located in Schmitz Hall. Ellan uncovers the facts behind S.A.D. and explains how to battle it.
So it's Ellan Taylor, and I'm the director of the Counseling Center here at UW. So S.A.D stands for Seasonal Affective Disorder, and essentially it is a mood disorder that can occur when someone is sensitive to the reduction of light, available ambient light in the wintertime. And so one of the things I think people tend to think is, well, it's because it's gray here a lot. Actually, there's some research that indicates that S.A.D is more tied to the length of the days than it is to how sunny or gray the days are. So the gray days get to them. They feel low energy, they feel lack of motivation, get just kind of blue and, kind of get in a funk. We call it the winter blues. That may not be full-blown seasonal affective disorder, but it can still have a significant impact on a student's functioning. The first thing is, we would work with someone and identify, do they have full-on seasonal affective disorder? And if they do, we'll try some behavioral activation and some behavioral interventions that may reduce that. One of the things we recommend, even if someone doesn't think they have seasonal affective disorder or don't even think their moods are that much affected by the winter, we always encourage folks get outside, even when it's gray, even when it's rainy. Try to spend at least 30 minutes every day outside during the daylight. We also do have a light therapy room here in the counseling center, and it's free for a student to use. And the way that works is a student first meets with a counselor, so they can have that sort of assessment and be sure it's an appropriate intervention, be sure this is really what we think is going on. And if it seems like they really are reporting a reduction in energy, focus, concentration, we might have them try using the light therapy room. And essentially we've got a full spectrum light box in there. And what the student needs to do is they can then reserve that room for half an hour each day. And they can spend time in that room. They have to have their eyes open, so going in there and taking a nap with the light on doesn't help. What you need to do is, and this is one of the reasons we encourage students to get outside and get exposed to daylight, is you need the rods and cones in your eyes to get exposed to that full spectrum light. You know, on a lower level, not necessarily needing the light therapy box, I do think for students who move here from more southern climates, I do think the first winter or two can be really challenging. I myself grew up in Florida, and when I first moved to the Pacific Northwest, I had a friend, or a new colleague actually, say to me, you know, Ellen, look at the green, not the gray. So some of it is about how do you focus on, yes, it's gray in the winter, it's also green. It's really lush around here. And helping people sort of push through and say, I won't melt, I won't rust, you know, get outside, get some exercise, go for a walk, go for a run, go for a bike ride. When you come back, take a hot shower. And so part of it is learning how to kind of embrace what is our climate rather than fighting it. And for some, that works well. For some, it really doesn't, and they really do need the extra exposure to light through the light therapy.
Listen to the older guys or friends who are telling you that like vitamin D and sun is important, because when I came I was just like, oh, that probably doesn't actually happen to people, it's probably just a myth. But once it does affect you, it kind of puts you in a rut for a little bit, so just kind of deal with it earlier.
I mean, it's definitely real. SAD is definitely real, so you know, just kind of be proactive with fighting it.
So there you have it. S.A.D. is real. It can have an impact on your mood, but it can be combated. So stay strong. The sun shines just around the corner.